very strongly, losing, I think it was like the last 6 in a row, knocking them out of any possible contention.
Tampa Bay won the toss. Cole Ford hits the kickoff for the Raiders. And this is number 1 returning the kick for Tampa Bay. Marvin Marshall gets it out to about the 21-yard line. Marshall activated from the practice squad to replace the injured Alvin Harper at wide receiver. And we take a look at Trent Dilfer's offense for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Along the offensive front, rookie free agent George Diaz, he pronounces it George, not Jorge, out of Texas A&M Kingsville, goes against Chester McLaughlin. That's a scary prospect for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Allstott has been solid as a rookie fullback, and the wide receivers today are Rob Thomas and Courtney Hawkins in the absence of the injured Harper. On first down, play fake from Dilfer. Short throw to Allstott, the rookie fullback out of Purdue. And Allstott has first down yardage across the 30 before Greg Beekert, number 54, makes the stop for Oakland. Quick look at the Raider defense after the 15-yard gain. Dilfer to Allstott on first down. McLaughlin is the centerpiece of the defensive line. Rookie Lance Johnstone has forced his way into the starting lineup since Anthony Smith walked out about a month ago. Veterans in the linebacking core for the Raiders, and McDaniel and Lewis, 2 savvy veterans at the corners. Eddie Anderson back in the past couple of weeks from the torn triceps muscle that bothered him earlier in the season. On first down from the 36, and Trent Dilfer told us yesterday that he would strive to get the Raiders to jump with a hard snap count.
As a matter of fact, we were talking about Chester McLaughlin. He said, I will personally, my goal is to personally get Chester McLaughlin to jump off sides 5 times today.
Offside, number 91.
He got one. There's one.
5 yards, first down.
Everybody at home, get your little tally board out, and we will. You know what else will happen besides the cadence? You're not going to see it here, but Mike Allstott, the fullback, also shifted over in the backfield. That coupled with the hard cadence by Dilfer threw Chester McLaughlin off. And like I said, get your tally board at home. Mark number 1. He's on his way.
There's the first flag against McLaughlin. And on first down and 5, the give is to Eric Rett. And Rett, the prodigal tailback, back from his 94-day holdout, is stopped by Albert Lewis after a short gain. It'll be second down and about 2 for the Buccaneers.
Well, Eric Rett is the guy that has come back, like you said, after the holdouts. And I talked to a couple of people who basically said this. They said, you know, Eric Rett is the kind of guy who just loves to play football. Well, I pose this question to you, Jim. If you just love to play football, would you worry that much about your contract?
I got 2 words for you. His agent is Drew Rosenhaus.
There you go.
I think it was Drew's idea that Eric should hold out. Second down 2. Courtney Hawkins in motion. Dilfer gives to Rett. And the Oakland defense not at all fooled by the misdirection. It'll bring up third down for the Bucs after a big play by 91.
He also bobbled the ball. Trent Dilfer did as he stepped back from behind center. Watch him here as he pulls up. He never really gets a good hold on it. Hits him in the chest. Finally is able to get the ball off, but the reality is, look at Chester McLaughlin right there. Watch his penetration. I guess he's just trying to get back with being pulled offside. Double team there. And like I said before, his size and his quickness allows him to get that leverage to fly between 2 300-pound linemen.
So second and a short 2 becomes third down and a long 4. Buccaneers have been woeful on third down through most of the season. Dilfer throws, though, to a wide open number 84, Rob Thomas. And Thomas, who has been a mainstay in the passing game since moving into the lineup a few weeks ago, has a 15-yard catch and another Tampa Bay first down, but there's a flag down. Offensive interference.
Boy, talk about, this is one of the things that the Tampa Bay has had to worry about. You know, and I know it's cliche. I know it's something you say, but shooting yourself in the foot.
Pass interference, number 86, offense, 10 yards, third down.
That would be referee Tom White.
Now, Carl Williams, in that route, started on the outside, moved down inside, and obviously made some contact. What you're going to see, Carl Williams right down, starts on the outside, runs a pick on number 20 right there, as you see coming across, and that's what they called the interference on. It was basically the call on the pick.
So now we make it third down 14 with the football at the 33. Buccaneers need to get it to their own 47 to pick up the first down. Out of the 4 wide receiver set, Dilfer looks down the middle of the field and fires a perfect shot. Caught in traffic by rookie Carl Williams. And Albert Lewis makes the stop, but it's first down yardage for the Bucs inside Oakland territory on the 24-yard Bilford-Williams shot.
Caught in traffic. He caught it. Just about every secondary player was back there. Watch Dilfer. He's going to look left, then he's going to look back right. And this is one of the things you're seeing with him. More maturity, more poise. Everybody around there. Carl Kidd. We had Eddie Anderson, Albert Lewis, all there to make the play, but not enough to stop him.
So Dilfer converts third down and 13 into a first down, and now they go back to the reverse motion, fake it, fire to Rhett, and Rhett finds a gang of Oakland tacklers as he comes to the weak side. Lance Johnstone, number 51, makes the stop after Swilling came in to get to Dilfer.
Well, Swilling had good penetration. He kind of knocks off this misdirection fake right off the bat. But the other things that kind of set this off, there you see Swilling, good penetration, a throw back to Rhett. But also Mike Jones, the linebacker, felt one of the offensive linemen sliding back out to the right side as he would be the lead blocker on the throwback screen. He goes out there and really slows it up enough for Lance Johnson to come and make the play.
1-yard gain. Dilfer is 3 for 3 in the air. On second down 9 to give us to Rhett, and a good seam on the right side for Rhett as they run away from McLaughlin toward Russell, Maryland. Greg Beekert makes the stop for the Raiders.
And one of the questions we had, we talked about Lance Johnstone and how he stepped up and earned his role and everything. But if you look at him, 6'4", 250, as a defensive end, you got to wonder, is that enough to go in and play every down against 300-pound linemen, 300-plus-pound linemen, play the run and the pass game? And he came in, was known as a speed rusher. That was what they expected him to play, but when given the opportunity, has earned it, and that time they ran, got a nice seam between him and Russell, Maryland.
Third down 3 after the pickup of 6 on second down by Rhett. Dilfer checking off here at the line of scrimmage. And fires complete to Allstott. And Allstott has another first down for the Bucs. Down to the 22-yard line. Rob Fredrickson on the stop. 13-yard gain. And Dilfer is showing tremendous poise on this drive.
Yeah, very, very good poise. Now watch him here in the pocket. He talked about the fact yesterday that he doesn't move much in the pocket. What he did have here was room to step up. Good poise. You see there, number 29, Albert Lewis, slipped as he went to make the break and come back on Mike Allstott. And when that happened, it gave him the room to make the catch.
So another first down for Tampa Bay, now at the Raider 22-yard line. Allstott gets the call on first down, and the rookie fullback plunges forward for a couple.
Boy, could any more of the fears of the Raiders be coming true right now? To come into this, and they all talked about it, they say, they're 1-8. But they're a team that has played close. I mean, they lost a close one to Green Bay. They beat Minnesota, so they played good teams closely. And these guys realize that there's got to be a frustration and a need to win that might actually work against the Raiders here.
And the former super high draft choice Dilfer, so often fool's gold early in his NFL career, has been pure platinum on this drive. Second down 8. Buccaneers going from the Raider 20. Rhett behind good blocking on the left side of the line is inside the 15 to the 14, about a yard short of another first down. Russell, Maryland finally makes the stop.
Yeah, the problem here is Russell, Maryland made the stop about 7 yards downfield. We talked early, you brought it up, that they have a veteran group of linebackers in Beekert, in Fredrickson, and Mike Jones. But here they weren't getting they weren't getting up into the line. Good, and that's, not so much on the defense. Let's give that to the offensive line of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
You saw the numbers on the Raiders' third down defense. It's 3rd and 2 now for the Buccaneers, who earlier converted a 3rd and 14. Here, the give is to Gary Ellison, number 37. Seldom used third down back in the game. Greg Beekert makes the stop. We are in measurable territory.
And, so many times offensive schemes revolve around, as you see they signal first down. They say, hey, here's a guy who is the big threat. Let's attack him. Instead of letting him chase, let's attack. Here you see number 64, George Diaz, with nice work. Actually, almost looked like an influence block, blocked him into where the running back was going. I don't think Chester believed what was happening.
So it's first down 10 at the 11-yard line. Dilfer gives to Rhett, and Rhett plunges into the darkness of the Raider middle as a gain of about a yard.
Well, they're doing a little misdirection. up front. Watch what they're going to do. They're going to block back. Double team on the front side, pulling Diaz from the backside. This time they just get great position on Chester McLaughlin. And, you know, when he can get that shoulder down and wedge himself between two people, that's one thing. When the offensive lineman got positioned like that, there's nothing even Chester McLaughlin can do.
Did some serious preparation for 91 this week. Second down 9. Hawkins in motion. Dilfer looking to the right side. Finally comes underneath to Rob Thomas. And Thomas is down to the 3-yard line before Eddie Anderson and Lorenzo Lynch bring him down. Flag down near the goal line.
Well, number 83 excuse me, Dave Moore for the Buccaneers was on the ground right about the goal line with the Raiders standing over him. So I'm anticipating possible interference defensively.
Raiders leading the league in penalties, as has been their tradition over the years. Tampa Bay.
Illegal contact. Number 54, defense.
Beaker.
A 5-yard penalty. First down.
So Thomas comes off the field, apparently momentarily shaken up. Buccaneers exceedingly thin at wide receiver. Mike White sends in the goal line defensive unit as you look at the penalty numbers for the Raiders, who, as I mentioned, lead the league in that category. Tampa Bay creeping up, although they're not in the top 5. The Bucs have had 28 penalty flags called against them in the last 3 games.
To the Raiders' credit, they have talked about doing less penalties every game.
First down goal. They mark the ball all the way back at the 5-yard line. Sustained drive for Tampa. First possession. Dilfer under pressure. Wisely throws it out of the end zone, and again, poise in the pocket.
He sure did. And poise in the pocket doesn't mean standing there and taking a shot and taking like a man. Poise in the pocket means making the right decision when the pressure's on. And that's what you saw him do there. He had good pressure coming from his right side and decided, you know what, got a couple more plays. I'm just going to dump this one into the cheap seats.
First incompletion of the drive for Dilfer, but a tactical incompletion and a good one, as he's 4 of 5 so far.
What's that, a tactical incompletion?
A tactical incompletion. Intelligently chosen. Moore in motion. Dilfer throws to Rhett. And Rhett to the flag. Touchdown.
He doesn't get a chance to get excited often.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers, by far the lowest scoring team in the NFL, take the opening kickoff and go the distance.
Watch number 54, Greg Beaker. Looks like he's supposed to be man. Well, actually, he's zoning up in the middle, so you can't put it on him. Somebody should have been a little bit closer. When you see a guy like Derek Webb float out in the flat like that, you got to get somebody out there who can make the play.
Michael Husted adds the PAT. And the Tampa Bay Buccaneers thrilled their fans by eating up more than 9 minutes of the first quarter en route to a touchdown that makes it 7-zip Bucks. As we bring it back to Tampa, Michael Husted kicks it away. Carl Kidd returns the kickoff for the Raiders. And Kidd bounces off of tacklers out to about the 25-yard line. A 21-yard return of the kickoff by Kidd. Tony Bowie downfield to make the tackle for Tampa Bay. And the Buccaneers have scored on their first possession for the first time all season to take a 7-0 lead early over Oakland. We'll bring you back to Tampa in a moment. Is a dark cloud inside the silver lining for the Bucs. We'll tell you in a moment. First scrimmage play for the Raiders. Hostetler goes deep, trying to get it to James Jett. Jett between 2 defenders. Can't quite reach the football. Briefly, with regard to Tampa Bay, and excuse me for interrupting, Bob, we should cover this now.
Okay.
Rob Thomas, starting wide receiver today for the Bucs, has been taken to the locker room with a possible shoulder injury. Being x-rayed now. If Thomas can't return and he's questionable, they're down to 3 wide receivers, of whom one is rookie Carl Williams, and another, Marvin Marshall, was activated off the practice squad yesterday. Raiders facing no such problems. They're deep at wide receiver and at running back and throughout the offensive skill repertoire. Hostetler apparently checking off on second down 10 with the football at the 25-yard line. Out of the pocket. And Hostetler finds number 81, Tim Brown. And Brown is down inside Tampa Bay territory on a 40-yard pickup. And you saw there the chemistry between Hostetler and his favorite receiver.
Well, you know, he would hate to say that there is a special chemistry between him and one receiver in particular, such as Tim Brown, but you got to see it here. If we're not going to be confused with John Elway and Jeff Hostetler's running ability, but his poise as he runs and his ability to keep his eyes open and find targets are tops in the league, as you see there, and thrown to Tim Brown.
40-yard pickup from Hostetler to Brown on the second play from scrimmage for the Raiders. Now the first running play of the day finds fullback Derek Fenner at the ball, and Fenner is belted hard as he gets to the 31. Quickly, let's take a look at the Oakland offensive package. The offensive line stable now after some early season shuffling due to injuries. Barrett Robbins has done a good, quiet job taking over as the starting center. And in the skilled positions, Brown, Jet, Ricky Dudley has been the outstanding rookie tight end in the league. Napoleon Kaufman, assuming the starting running back position, leads the league in average yards per carry. Here's the man who makes the Raiders win. Without him, they lose. With him, they have a chance to win. Maybe no quarterback is so integral to his team's fortunes over the past couple of years as this man, Jeff Hostetler. Pulls it down, runs out of bounds, and has a first down at the 25-yard line of the Bucs as Chidi Ahanatu escorted him off the field.
And, you know, you look at him, and Jeff Hostetler, especially in short situations, will actually take the ball and run with it.
Two rookies starting in the front four today for Tampa Bay. Marcus Jones replacing the injured Brad Culpepper. Reagan Upshaw starting ahead of Eric Curry. Donnie Abraham, a third rookie, starts at the corner. He's been the biggest surprise in the rookie class for Tampa Bay. Hardy Nickerson and Derek Brooks are supposed to make most of the tackles in Coach Tony Dungy's carefully designed defensive scheme. First down 10 for the Raiders at the 24. And flags fly as the play is interrupted with Joe Asta getting the call.
And good penetration up front by the defense for the Buccaneers, although we'll have to wait and see who the penalty is on. I didn't see much movement down there.
It's a lot of scuffling, a lot of skirmishing going on between plays down here. Here's Tom White.
False start. The right side of the offensive line. 5 yards.
Here we go.
First down.
Not that it's ever worked, but, you know, it's one of the things that you talked about in Raiders of old was their penalties were aggressive. It was part of their nature. It was part of the physical play. But it's not happening more. Now they're stupid. They're stupid penalties. Offsides, motions, guys doing things that are just outside the framework of aggressiveness.
So it's first and 15 at the 29. And Hostetler goes down in the arms of Lonnie Martz. Martz, 7-year veteran outside linebacker out of Tulane, with his 5th sack of the season if it stands. Flag down.
Well, you know, anytime you see a flag in a situation like this, first thing you're going to think of is either motion or holding as an offensive lineman trying to protect his quarterback. Good camouflage before the blitz, too.
Second down 20, football at the 34-yard line. Hostetler with a 3-wide receiver package, 2 setbacks. Tampa Bay shows blitz, gets to Hostetler before he can release the ball. Second consecutive sack. This time it's rookie Marcus Jones.
Boy, they ran a nice game up front. Marcus Jones was lined up at the left defensive tackle. And if we can get a look at this, you're going to see both right linemen come from the right side come in. Marcus Jones goes all the way around behind him for a sack on Jeff Hostetler. It was a 3-man game. They called it, some people called it a twist. Some just called it a 3-man game. But it really can confuse an offensive line. It takes more time. You have to have a quarterback who will hold the ball, but it can be very effective.
So 2 consecutive sacks make it third down 26. Rookie Marcus Jones out of North Carolina getting a start today. Hostetler evades a 3rd consecutive sack and then goes down out of the pocket as Chidi Ahanatu chases him down from behind.
Man, I will tell you what, there are some Raider players who are going to get chewed out tomorrow. At the start of the, watch this, 72, right over here. Watch this. You're going to get motion. All the rest of the linemen think it's motion. So look, wait, they're all standing around. They're just standing around looking like nothing's happening. Nobody's blocking. Nobody's doing anything. And the Buccaneer defense is going wild. I'll tell you what, that offensive line is going to catch you tomorrow for just standing around.
So it was 99 Warren Sapp, whose great quickness brought him in there to begin with. Now Jeff Gossett with a punting situation after the Raiders had been deep in Tampa Bay territory. Gossett angles it toward the left sideline. It bounces outside the end zone, and the Raiders are unable to stop the ball from going in. So Orlando Truitt's best effort to down it comes to naught. The NFL on NBC returns after these messages.
Basically didn't do anything.
First down from the 20-yard line for the Tampa Bay Bucks. Eric Brett held to a gain of perhaps a yard. Russell Maryland's making the stop, number 97. And, of course, you have to expect Tony Dungy's team to perform well on defense, given his long history as an outstanding defensive coordinator in the league. You asked him a wonderful opening question yesterday, Bob, when you said, are you still interested in being a head coach?
You know, he said, yeah, he did shake his head a little bit and say, you know, I had no idea there was so much involved in doing this job, besides just coaching.
First quarter coming to a close here. Almost 10 minutes of it were eaten up by the long Tampa Bay drive with which the Bucs opened the game and went for a touchdown. Here, Allstott on the catch from Dilfer is stopped by McDaniel after a short gain. It'll be third down Bucs coming up.
Yeah, you'll love to see that in a big, strong, young fullback. He's one of those guys that's not going to go down easy. Terry McDaniel had him around the hip. Allstott just kept running. Terry's just like, please, I'm old. I've been around for a while. Give me a little respect and fall up down to go out of bounds. Finally, some help came for him. But, you know, one of the things they say about this guy, Mike Allstott, is that he has some quick. He has a burst for a big guy that plays fullback.
First quarter comes to a close in Tampa. Buccaneer fans rise in appreciation for their team as the Bucs took the opening kickoff and drove the length of the field. They lead 7-0 over Oakland. Rookie free agent guard George Diaz out of Texas A&M Kingsville lined up to go against Chester McLaughlin for the Buccaneers. So far, Diaz has held his own and helped the Bucs to their early 7-0 lead. And there's the second hard count offside for Dilfer. And Dilfer goes down under Pat Swilling, but if Dilfer gets his way on this, it's going to be a flag going against the Raiders.
People at home, if you can pull out your tally board now, that should be number 2. Trent Dilfer.
Suggesting he could get as many as 5 against Chester McLaughlin alone.
Not suggesting. He said it was his personal goal to personally pull Chester McLaughlin offsides 5 times.
Offside. Number 91.
Got it.
Defense. 5-yard penalty.
Get your boards,
Third
your
down.
paper, whatever you're keeping track on. Put another little slash there as our statisticians are up here. We've got our own little thing going.
There's a good one.
Perhaps we can have a little wager on how many actually there will be.
Now here's a look at Trent.
You know, and you don't see him moving too much, jerking around at all. I mean, barely compared to what some quarterbacks do. He's got to be having
doing it with his voice.
cadence.
Yeah, got to be doing it with his voice. 4 penalties, 20 yards against the Raiders. Annual leaders in the NFL in total number of penalties, leading again this year. Eric Reck with the football on third down and a yard to go for the first down. Greg Biekert, number 54, makes the stop, but Tampa Bay has enough for the first down. So the Bucs hold on to the ball. We go to New York.
All right, Jim, and we take with the Eagles at 7-7. Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Greg. As we bring you back to Tampa, Dilfer loses the football as number 94, Anthony Smith, was hurling him to the ground. And this looks like a possession change in favor of the Raiders. And Anthony Smith, who is never shy and retiring, takes the football off the field with him.
He sure does. And, boy, here's a guy who brought a lot on himself by leaving the team for a while. They brought him back in, not necessarily with open arms, but not working his way back in. Good penetration all across the front. And look, as he spun to throw him down, kept his hand, kind of dragged him across the ball. Ball pops out, Raider ball.
So a scoring opportunity upcoming for the Raiders as they'll have the football at the Tampa Bay 18, and the NFL on NBC comes back. 2 fronts for Trent Dilfer as we bring you back to Tampa Bay. Bad news number 1, he just fumbled the football away at the 18. Harvey Williams on the halfback pass. Touchdown to James Jett. Perfectly executed halfback pass for the Raiders after Anthony Smith's sack and fumble recovery at the expense of Trent Dilfer. James Jett capitalizes on the throw from Harvey Williams.
And, you know, and this is something you don't see very often, but they do run it well, and they run it with Harvey Williams. I'm sure they saw it in the computer breakdown, in the film study, all that, and a lot of times it's played. This time, Tampa Bay caught off guard.
Free safety Melvin Johnson in deep center field down there, too late getting to Jett. So the Raiders will look for Cole Ford to tie the game here with the point after touchdown. And Ford operating out of Gossett's hold on the snap from Dan Turk. Sneaks it inside the left upright. Anthony Smith provides the opportunity. Harvey Williams and James Jett cap it off. 7-7.
On NBC is brought to you.
Anywhere. Cole Ford prepares to kick off for the Raiders, who have never before been in this city to play the Buccaneers. Marvin Marshall activated off the practice squad yesterday, and now a key figure for the Bucs. Takes the football out to the 23-yard line before he's belted down by Kenny Shedd. Flags down on the play after the 22-yard kickoff return by Marshall, and Dilfer comes onto the field in what is now a 7-7 game.
Well, some of the Buccaneer guys are suggesting it's against the Raiders, but never happens on a kickoff return.
This follows a one-play, 18-yard drive for the touchdown by the Raiders. Halfback pass from Williams to Jett, following Tony Dungy's continuing nightmare.
Number 50, during the return, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That nightmare.
He is more accurate.
See there, trademark of a Dungy defense, turning turnovers into points. He says he'd like for them to be forcing more turnovers, which was his defensive tradition in Minnesota. On first down, Dilfer gives to Eric Rett. And the Bucs become extremely dependent on Rett now. Jerry Ball making the tackle. I told you how Marvin Marshall has become a key figure. That's because Rob Thomas, number 84, who in the absence of Alvin Harper has become the mainstay receiver in the Bucs passing game. Thomas, with a separated shoulder, will not return today. Tampa Bay now down to 3 wide receivers, and that's going to create even more pressure on Dilfer as the day goes on.
And it's pretty funny what Eric Rett says they've got to establish a pass game. Trent Dilfer says we've got to get the run game going, so it looks like everybody's hoping the other side will do well.
After gain of 5 on first down, Rett has a yard or 2 here. Jerry Ball again makes the stop for Oakland.
Well, they've got to establish something. Eric Rett comes back, and they're trying to get some sort of running game going. They haven't been able to do it. That puts a tremendous amount of pressure on Trent Dilfer. And right now, by just attacking the strength of that Raider defense, they're hoping they can at least get the Raiders to respect the run game a little bit.
After the loss to the Bears last week, 13-10, Dilfer said, we have entirely too many 3rd and 4 situations. Here comes another 3rd and 4. Let's see if the Raiders pin back their ears and rush the passer. Dilfer releases down the middle, complete to number 86, Carl Williams. And Williams, covered by Terry McDaniel, has first down yardage across the 20 to the 24-yard line.
Well, they did. They came off the ball. They got good pressure. But once again, watch the center of your screen there. Between the camera and Trent Dilfer, nothing. Do you see a Raider jersey? Do you see a black jersey? There wasn't, because all their pass rush came up on the outside. That gives Trent Dilfer plenty of room to not only, first of all, have vision on the receivers. Secondly, step up if he has to.
Got a good look at number 86, Williams, there as the toss is to Rett. And Rett's dragged down by, again, Jerry Ball, 3rd tackle in this possession. And a loss of perhaps a yard or 2. It'll be 2nd down long coming up for Tampa Bay. And a Raider stays down. It's Rob Fredrickson.
It looks like he's got a hold of his wrist. Got it caught up there in that pile, but good motion by Jerry Ball. You know, that's one of the things. You look at that defensive line for the Raiders, and you look at their size. Chester, Jerry Ball, well, Russell Maryland, but look at the pursuit. Look at the quickness in Jerry Ball.
And you saw Fredrickson, 53, falling there on the right hand and arm. We'll await a report on him when we come back.
And you see Rob Fredrickson, after being injured on that last play, falling on his right arm, being helped off very gingerly as he makes his way to the sideline. The team doctor was with him. And we'll wait for a report on this, but with so much attention, doesn't look good.
Loss of a yard on first down, 2nd down, 11. Number 50, Mike Morton in the game at linebacker, replacing Rob Fredrickson. Dilfer takes the snap, gives to Rhett. He's likely to get a lot of work today, and particularly if he can make it work like that. Rhett across the 35 to the 36. Mike Jones makes the stop on a first down pickup for the Bucs.
You saw at the start of the play, you saw all the linebackers moved up. You saw Beaker moving up. They're bringing 8 guys, 7, 8 guys in the box. The problem here is with everybody up in the line of scrimmage, boom, boom, look at that. Look at the lane right there. I mean, once you get past that first wave of defenders, when they're all moved up, you've got all the room in the world until the safety comes up to make a play.
Saw Allstott going about 10 yards downfield looking for someone to block. He says, hey, I want to put the wood to someone. Eric Rhett gets the call on first down. And Rhett is stopped after a short gain, but again, flags fly. So we'll wait to see if it's yet another penalty against Oakland.
And Allstott lost his helmet. He's one of those tough guys, probably doesn't even need it. Well, it wasn't
Offside.
Chester McLaughlin.
Number 91.
Oh, it
Defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. First down.
I was going to say, as the play went on, he was being blocked by Ian Beckles, and I had a feeling that it looked like he was off the ball, but mark it down. That's in the Trent Dilfer, I'm going to get Chester McLaughlin personally 5 times poll. It is up to number 3.
3 of the prescribed 5. I wonder if Dilfer called Chester at the hotel last night to tell him what was coming.
There's still 10 minutes left in the second quarter.
Hawkins in motion behind Dilfer on first down 5 to give us to Allstott, and Allstott fights his way forward. Chester McLaughlin had him in the grass, but Allstott scrambles for enough yardage for yet another Tampa Bay first down.
Great power, though. Watch, you're going to see Chester here coming off the ball, working up against number 79, Doug Riesenberg. But as strong as Chester is, the power in the legs, the thighs, the buttocks of Allstott, you can see the guy is just thick and powerful, and he is not going to go down. He's a young guy that still has some legs underneath him.
Tree trunk thighs on Allstott.
He ain't buying pants off the rack, that's for sure.
The 46-yard line, first and 10. Hit in the backfield is Rhett. Lorenzo Lynch banging him on the safety blitz, and Greg Biekert made the finishing tackle. Gain of maybe a yard.
Well, this goes back to basics. Lorenzo Lynch had a chance of making a big play, still a pretty good play, but you know, you're seeing these guys trying to make an impact, trying to make the hit look good. They put the head down, they lay the wood to some of these guys, and you know, they don't wrap the arms.
Rhett says, yeah, you got wood, I got wood. Bang. Knock you right back. Second down 9. Dilfer gets away from pressure and releases complete. Mike Jones on the stop against reserve tight end Dave Moore getting the start today. So Dilfer continues to find answers from his odd assortment of receivers, as this time it's Moore with the big first down catch.
Like you said, they're losing. They've lost starting tight ends. They've lost wide receivers. They're asking everybody to step up. You know, what's Trent telling us? That he can't move? He's got at least enough movement to survive there in the pocket. Watch him here. He knows where the people are around him. He's showing the poise. Just kind of rolls out of position. Chester in his face and finds 83, David Moore. Nice completion.
Another big play by Dilfer. First down in Oakland territory at the 42-yard line. This time, plenty of protection for Dilfer, and again, it's Dave Moore. And this time inside the 30 near the 25. Greg Biekert makes the stop. But Trent Dilfer, third-year star out of Fresno State, is making his best early game showing.
Right there was Dave Moore. He gets downfield right between Biekert and number 50, Mike Morton. Working on the new guy and the middle linebacker. He just found that seam. Beautiful throw. And that's one of the things Tony Dungy said about Trent Dilfer this year. His accuracy, much better. And you saw it there as he found a seam. Look at those numbers. 9 to 10, 95 yards.
What a dramatic improvement in the past 5 games for Trent Dilfer. 2 straight catches for Dave Moore. This time to give is to Rhett. And the Bucs effectively keeping the Raider defense off balance in this drive. Get a gain of about 5 before Biekert makes the stop.
Does this look like a team that's starting to believe in themselves a little bit?
It looks like a team that couldn't possibly be 1-8. That's for sure.
Exactly. Number 97, Russell Maryland, comes through, makes a hit on Rhett, goes down, and Eric Rhett fighting for more yardage. You're seeing an attitude on this Buccaneer team that you wouldn't expect to see in a 1-8 team. They believe, as Tony Dungy said, that we are going to get better, and everything that we are doing is working towards that goal.
Second down 5 after the good pickup on first down by Rhett. 82 Willie Tate in motion from tight end. Again Rhett with the football. Well blocked at the point of attack. Another first down for the Bucs. Mike Jones makes the stop.
Beautiful job of blocking up front. They're not even really using a whole lot of misdirection. Number 61, Tony Mayberry, right in the middle with a block. You see a double team on Russell Maryland. And right there you're seeing Mike Jones and the other linebacker, Beekert, about 4 or 5 yards downfield. They've got to get up and they've got to find a hole to fill and make a play, as you see Chester McLaughlin on the sideline.
Already victimized by 3 Trent Dilfer hard counts for offside penalties. McLaughlin stands now on the sideline as for the second time in the game, the Bucs control the ball. Rhett on first down has a gain of maybe a yard. Allstott trying to work some room out in front of him. Number 50, Mike Morton, second-year linebacker out of North Carolina, makes the stop for the Raiders, and Chester comes back onto the field.
And also, Eddie Anderson, back up, comes up and making a big play.
Tale of 2 seasons for Trent Dilfer. First 5 games, under 50%, 10 interceptions, 1 TD. The last 4 games, you see the significant improvement. Today, so far, 9 out of 10 in the air.
So not only have the Raiders improved in the last 4 games, look at Trent Dilfer.
Second down, 9 yards to go. Football inside the 15. Dilfer throws in the flat to Allstott, and Allstott is inside the 10 before Eddie Anderson can muscle him out of bounds.
Leave it to an old guy to come up and lay some wood. The guy is going to do it. Eddie Anderson will stone a guy. He's going to wrap arms too. Watch, little dump pass out into the flat to Allstott. And where normally Allstott would get the ball and start dragging people, Eddie not only can lay the wood to the guy, but he uses the leverage against the sidelines very, very well.
So it'll be third down, 3 yards to go for a first down. Clock ticking inside, 5 minutes left in the half. Tampa Bay went up 7-0. Raiders came back after forcing a turnover on a halfback pass touchdown, made it 7-7. Now the Bucs try to go back on top. Courtney Hawkins in motion behind Dilfer, and the throw is picked off at the goal line. Terry McDaniel takes the deflected football at the goal line and runs it out to about the 14, and a very big defensive play for T-Mac.
Well, T-Mac makes the play based on his awareness, being in the right place at the right time. The play was made by Courtney Hawkins. If you're going to tip the ball, you don't tip it up, you tip it down.
Hawkins reaching, tips it into the air, and McDaniel with the touchdown-saving interception.
A big doubleheader. First, John Elway leads the AFC's top team, the Broncos, against Drew Bledsoe and the...
Look at Trent Dilfer, who has just surrendered his second turnover of the game in what has been an otherwise brilliant performance. And the Raiders, with a reprieve, have the football at the 14-yard line on first down. Hostetler gives to Joe Asta. Hardy Nickerson is there to make the stop for the Bucs.
Well, yeah, good job by Hardy Nickerson. You know, Hardy Nickerson's a guy that was going to go test the free agent market. He was going to go make some cash elsewhere. When Tony Dungy came in, they said, you know what, Hardy, we would love to have you here. Hardy got excited about the changing of the guard, Tony Dungy coming in, and because of the way that this defense runs, look at the patience. Look at how he just sits. He knows where his gap responsibility is. He doesn't go flying out of the way. He stays there and makes the play.
That was perfect execution by Nickerson. Second down, 8. Raiders moving offensively along the right side. Lincoln Kennedy pulled back a little bit, so the Bucs jump and say, now throw the flag against 72. Let's see if it went their way.
False start. Number 72 offense moving prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
You know, one of the things that Lincoln Kennedy has to learn is that here he's looking over to Haas. You can see him just kind of raise himself up, trying to hear the snap count or the change there, a little bit of a twitch. But as a young guy, you can't look guilty. You got to point at the other guys. He's got to learn that. It's important.
With your right tackle out of Washington, came over from the Falcons, can become a fixture for the Raiders if he plays well. Hostetler's throw to Ricky Dudley is dropped. And it'll be third down, 13 coming up for Oakland.
Ricky Dudley was supposed to be so much of a big addition to this Raider offense. It has been. He's got, 4 touchdowns, I believe, this year so far. But basically coming into this season, a lot of people have said, hey, we haven't had a dominant tight end like Ricky Dudley could be because of his speed, his size, his ranginess, and his catching ability since Dave Casper, Todd Christensen, those sort of guys.
Todd Christensen. 3rd down, 13. Tim Brown in motion behind Hostetler. Raiders operating from their 10. Hostetler releases it in the flat to Napoleon Kaufman, and a good open field tackle by number 35, Martin Mayhew, prevents Kaufman from searching for the first down. Raiders will be forced to punt.
And great awareness by Mayhew. Playing out there at corner, you've just got to know, I mean, obviously, you've got to be able to cover the deep things, but when you see something's up, you've got to be able to come up and make the tackle, and boy, did he make a nice tackle out there in space.
Tampa Bay fans rise to appreciate their defense as Jeff Gossett comes on. First punt, as you saw, went for 39. Number 1, Marvin Marshall, just activated yesterday, waits at the 45-yard line for Tampa Bay. Marshall's going to take it. Plenty of room in front. He goes inside Raider territory to the 41-yard line. Making the stop for Oakland, it was the long snapper, Dan Turk, number 67, 7'7", 216 and a half. We'll be back. Oakland Raider defensive coordinator and linebackers coach Fred Whittingham looking at his written material.
Pick a card, any card.
Yeah, find an answer to stop Tony Dungy's offense, which so far has shown some nice variations against the Raider defense, and you saw the result in time of possession. Raiders have had the football for barely 6 minutes in this first half. The give is to Eric Rhett, and Rhett is stopped by Greg Beekert after a gain of about a yard. It'll be 2nd down and about 9, with Tampa holding the football at the Raider 40-yard line. And here comes the 2-minute warning.
Timeout.
Anything you want to say before we go away for commercial, Bob?
No, I'll tell you when we come back.
Thank you very much. Well, Jeff Hostetler, for as much time as the Raiders have had the football here in the first half, may as well have been wearing leopard skin instead of that nifty black jersey, because he just hasn't had much chance to represent himself out there.
And leopard skin would do what for him?
Confuse the viewers.
Get harder on the camera, guys.
Give him a new image. 2nd down, 9. Trent Dilfer and the Bucs, who've had the football almost all of the first half, tied up 7-7. Dilfer throws underneath the coverage. Good catch by the tight end, Dave Ford. Greg Beekert with an excellent tackle to hold him to a gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd down, 7.
I'll tell you what, very close to problems with Trent Dilfer. Chester McLaughlin with a good rush. Watch Chester. He is going to come from the right there. You're going to see him coming right over. He's going to get a late hit as he falls and trips, hitting Trent right on the knees. And boy, if Trent hadn't twisted his body, that could have been a little more serious. Good pressure, though, by Chester McLaughlin.
Little kick in the head just for extra measure.
That's just a love tap.
Dilfer with some excellent throws under pressure today. 3rd down, 7. Clock running. Quarterback draw. First down yardage. Across the 30 to the 29. Lorenzo Lynch, number 43, ready to take the big shot at Dilfer. And the quarterback actually showed you a little wiggle.
Wow. Very little, a little wiggle. It was amazing. Good play, great choice, and hey, a nice pickup.
First down, Tampa Bay. We'll be back in 30 seconds. Trent Dilfer back onto the field for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 1:06 remaining before the half. You take a look at the special press box structure here in Tampa, and we're pretty high for this game, aren't we, Bob?
I'm trying to get my nose to stop bleeding here.
It's going to be a lot of blood. First down, 10 from the 30-yard line. Tampa Bay short on wide receivers, short on tight ends, but long on Moxie so far. There's a big rush. We're trying to get rid of the ball. Flags down. Intentional grounding will be called.
Okay, let's get a shot at Dilfer, though, trying to convince the referee that that was anything short of anything other than intentional grounding. I would look.
True gentleman. Fun guy to talk to today before a game. 7-7 football game. Dilfer throws on the money, but number 86 Carl Williams unable to hold on. It'll be 3rd and 26 coming up.
Very good coverage. Very tight coverage.
Coming up at halftime, we'll be sending you to our New York studio for the Domino's Pizza NFL on NBC halftime report. Greg Gumbel and his many fabulous associates will get you caught up on all the action from this 11th week of the NFL season. That's coming up at halftime. Meanwhile, we've still got 52 seconds to go here in Tampa before halftime arrives. Jim Lampley along with the fabulous Bobby G, Bob Golick. Trent Dilfer and the Buccaneers looking at 3rd and 26. Stumbles, releases, complete to Marvin Marshall, the first NFL catch of Marshall's career. Terry McDaniel runs him out of bounds. It'll be short of a first down. And a Michael Husted field goal attempt. So here's Husted, 11 of 15 on the season, as you see. Tommy Barnhart, the punter, holds. Dave Moore, the tight end, who's already had 2 catches today, is the long snapper. And Husted's kick is through the uprights to give the Buccaneers the lead. Four-yard field goal by Michael Husted. So Tampa Bay with another productive possession takes a.
I see the 1970 was the year of the year.
The year of the year.
From those pictures.
Well, haircuts were slightly different. Kickoff was taken by Carl Kidd. And Kidd is belted down just as he gets across the 20 to about the 21. Tony Bowie downfield to make the tackle along with Willie Tate. And the Raiders will have the football just outside their 20 with 31 seconds remaining to go before halftime.
You know, one of the problems here is you see Jeff Hostetler coming out. Here's the end of the play. The ball gets
fumbled.
The ball gets knocked loose at the end. Let's see if he's down. Oh, he's down. His knees were down. The ball came out after making contact.
Was blunted. His knee was making contact with the ground.
Exactly.
It was all a tempest in a teapot. 31 seconds to go in the half. Fenner with the football, and Fenner finds good yardage across the 35. Melvin Johnson, the free safety, makes the stop. 13-yard gain on the unusual draw play. There's at least a possibility of it. 23 seconds left. Raiders from just inside the 50. And Hostetler is dragged down by Lonnie Martz, who has his 2nd sack of the game, 6 on the year.
Boy, he is so quick on the outside, Jim. He's getting out on the edge. He's getting that speed rush on the outside, and the only one that can get a chance to pick him up and to make a block are the backs. Now, he is...
Completions. He's been sacked 3 times. 2nd down, 13. 17 seconds to go before halftime. Time for a possible 2 or 3 plays by the Raiders. Wants to go deep. Throws instead in the flat to Harvey Williams. Williams with a good block in front. And some smart play to get it out of bounds as he gets to the 33-yard line. Tony Bowie ran him out. 20-yard gain. And Williams with the heady play sets up a possible Cole Ford field goal try.
Very nice.
Normal. So it's been an extremely disjointed week for Hostetler, White, and the Raiders. They elect to go with the football. 7 seconds on the clock from the 33. And flags go down again. And if the play clock expired, the penalty would knock them back out of field goal range in all probability because they were right at the limit of Ford's range here.
Well, what happens is they start talking on the sidelines.
Delay a game.
Delay of game against the
5
Raiders, and
yards.
that's just horrendous.
Mike White and Jeff...
Clock mismanagement is to get enough yardage on this play to get back into reasonable field goal range. 3 receivers to the right side. Dudley stays in to block. Hostetler throws down the middle. Hobbs gets out of bounds with 1 tick left on the clock. John Lynch ran him out. An 11-yard gain, and Hobbs with that play may have preserved for the Raiders a chance to put points on the board.
Good. I tell you what, good route, good positioning, and Hobbs knew exactly what his role was. Get the ball and head straight to the sidelines. You're in position at this point by picking up 11 that you should be close.
Only 1 tick to spare. As Hobbs, and thank goodness for his speed. If he was a half step slower, they might be headed into the dressing room right now. So now Ford comes on along with holder Jeff Gossett. And the snapper, Dan Turk, and Tampa Bay calls timeout.
This doesn't work.
To ice the kicker.
This doesn't work. Were they kidding?
You can see there that this attempt will be only 1 yard inside of Cole Ford's longest ever.
Now your fans and the media go, how come you didn't ice the kicker?
You didn't call timeout to ice the kicker. So Dungy follows the pro forma routine. And now the Raiders will try to tie the football game. And they do. No flags on the last play of the first half. Oakland's Cole Ford nails it through the uprights to redeem his coach and their quarterback from a bad piece of clock mismanagement. Now it's a moot point as the Raiders get to 10-10.
And it was a high.
And Michael Husted kicks the ball away to start the second half for the Raiders. Carl Kidd takes it near the goal line, and Kidd is belted down as he crosses the 15 to about the 17, and Tony Bowie, who already had 3 previous special teams tackles today, makes a 4th after the 18-yard return. Hostetler comes onto the field. Quarterback comparison so far between Hostetler and Dilfer, and Jeff getting the maximum 78 yards out of only 4 completions.
Yeah, and you got to remember there was 1 completion by Harvey Williams also, but we talked about it at the beginning of the game. Trent Dilfer has really improved as this season has gone on, and he's taken it to a whole new level today.
Still, Dilfer's 2 mistakes, 1 fumble, 1 interception, helping to keep the Buccaneers from having the lead in the football game. On first down from the 17, Hostetler drops and throws to number 30 or 81, Tim Brown. Brown is dropped by the aggressive Lonnie Martz after a short gain. It'll be second down coming up.
You know what? You can really count on Tim Brown. He is the possession guy. And you can see the first half possessions for the Raiders. 2 punts, field goal, touchdown. The key is that they haven't had the ball for very long.
18 plays.
Exactly, 18 plays. They haven't had time to actually do anything with it.
And you saw the 1-play touchdown drive. That was the halfback pass from Harvey Williams to James Jett. On second down 6 after the gain of 4 on the pass to Brown, Benner has the football, and Benner will be dropped short of the first down by Derek Brooks, number 55, and Donnie Abraham, number 21.
Well, flag in that kind of play indicates to me that there's going to be holding on the outside. Normally in the run-off tackle, your tight end or your outside guy ends up grabbing onto somebody, trying to keep them sealed to the inside.
Haven't had a flag against Wisniewski today.
Or a fine.
That's right. And usually the 2 go hand in hand.
I mean, Wiz should just bring his wallet on the field with him and just pay as he goes.
Number 82, offense, 10-yard penalty, second down.
James Jett gets the holding call. Wide receivers always take a big chance when they're trying to seal off the outside with blocks, because if they lock an arm, they're going to draw a flag.
Exactly. And, you know, what are you going to do? You're not a big guy. If you go and block low, like Dale Carter did with Kansas City on Lionel Washington from Denver, you're called a cheap shot. And pretty much a good reason for that play.
Second down 16. Hostetler sets up the screen and almost threw it into the hands of Brooks.
Wow. Just amazing play. Number 82, James Jett was sitting out there waiting for the ball to get dropped off to him, and he was tripped up. And I mean, this was screen pass all the way. Look at the game up front. Nice 3-man game. He drops it off. Jett goes down, and Derek Brooks right over the top of him, getting a hand on the ball. Talk about changing the way this game is going.
I'm not sure who Jeff was throwing the football to. Barrett Robbins.
That was 63 out there, yeah.
Got a block on Brooks, but there was no receiver anywhere near it. I think maybe Harvey Williams was supposed to be the receiver and got hung up in the backfield. Third down 16. Crowd noise rises. Hostetler operating from his 10. And a good open field tackle by Brooks on Derek Benner. As once again, the Tampa Bay defense rises to the moment. There's a flag down in the Raider backfield.
Holding on the Raiders. They are just killing themselves.
Number 72 offense. That penalty is declined. Fourth down.
Lincoln Kennedy draws the holding call. And watch Brooks.
Derek Brooks, outside linebacker, Buccaneers. Watch him react. Read the eyes of Jeff Hostetler. Sees the ball dropped up, and when I talk about technique, when I talk about tackling, that was it. put the face in the guy's numbers, wrapped the arms, and drove the leg until the guy was into the dirt.
Marvin Marshall deep to take the punt as Jeff Gossett stands at his goal line. You see the numbers on the 2 first-half punts for Gossett, one of the Raiders' unsung heroes today because of his excellent pull down of the high snap that helped to set up Cole Ford's field goal. Marshall waits for the ball, eschews the fair catch, takes it and runs from his 44 and loses a yard on the return. Mike Morton, number 50, downfield to make the tackle for the Raiders. The NFL on NBC is back after these messages.
You buy American Express. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing.
The amount of punishment that Hostetler has been subjected to over the course of the past 2 years. Another jump by the Raider defense. We'll see which way the flag goes as again Dilfer with the hard count befuddling the Raider defensive front.
Well, Mike Morton was congratulating Pat Swilling for making a hit, but Pat Swilling was about 1.5 yards into the backfield before the ball was snapped.
Offsides, number 56, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, I mean, let's face it, when things are going like this, you're going to see Swilling right there. I mean, he gets a little jump, tries to come back, the ball gets snapped, he's like, what the heck, might as well go after it. But I mean, these guys are all trying to get a jump, trying to do something to turn around the fortunes of this game.
Another penalty against the Raiders, 4th successful use of the hard count to draw the Raider to front off by Dilfer. And on first down and 5, Eric Rett plunges forward for about 1 yard. Rob Fredrickson makes the stop. And Hostetler still getting attention from the Raider training staff on the sideline. You know, left wrist.
We've been watching the end of the play. You know, the almost interception by Derek Brooks. All these things. The thing we're forgetting is that Jeff Hostetler was taking shots during these plays, and now you see him wrapping up that left wrist.
Second down 3 as they credit Rett with a 2-yard gain on first down. Courtney Hawkins in motion. Hawkins doesn't have a catch yet today. Alstott breaks tackles at the line of scrimmage and has another Buccaneer first down inside the Raider 40 before Greg Biekert makes the stop.
Kind of that old belly series. It's just that quick handoff underneath to the fullback. I mean, it is so quick hitting that you almost have no time at all to react to it. Watch, and it's just going to go right back up into that gap there. Look at the block. The block's coming across, and of course, as the tackles are trying to be made, Alstott, we talked about it before, the power.
6'1", 248 pounds, the rookie out of Purdue. One of the 3 rookies whom the Buccaneers expected to play big roles early in the season. There have been 4 or 5 others who've joined them. Here, Rett shows his own leg drive as he has a gain of about 8 before Morton makes the stop.
Man, it was a good lead block, good push on the offensive line up front. Once again, Alstott, watch him, he gets a little motion. He's going to go straight up and block right there. Rett's just going to follow right behind. Watch it here as it unfolds. Alstott, nice block on Greg Biekert. Look at that, just hits him, drives him, walls him, nothing Biekert can do.
On second short, Biekert is again there to make the stop. And again, Rett had the football, and as they mark it, they're going to be still short of first down yardage, so it will be third down coming up. Dungy and the Bucs sticking with the running game, and now Buccaneer trainers come onto the field. That looks like Dilfer to me. Nope. Could be Doug Riesenberg. And Dilfer is up and in the huddle. So we'll wait to identify the player.
Well,
I do think it is Riesenberg, but we'll identify him for certain when we come back from this break to the NFL on NBC. Jerry Ball in the game at fullback. And Ball will be blocking for Fenner as Fenner goes airborne looking for the first down. Excellent hit by Chidi Ahanatu, number 72 at the top of Fenner's arc. And we'll see where they mark it.
And Hardy Nickerson with a beautiful job of getting up. I believe it was Hardy coming up and undercutting Jerry Ball. I mean, the only thing you can do with Jerry Ball is to dive down into his legs and to take away his forward momentum.
Well, we saw Jerry score a touchdown in Oakland in their early season win.
It was from a defense
over the Jacksonville Jaguars, yeah, but that was not as a fullback. Kind of a nifty 70-some-odd yard run, though, huh?
The length of his legs, he took more steps to get to that goal line
than you would have.
Than even I would have. And I'm not Mr. Inseam.
So it is a first down. Watches as Hostetler tries to sustain a possession for the Raiders. First down 10 from the 33. Complete. And Jet goes out of bounds in front of Charles Dimry, number 39.
Now, Jim, we've watched the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play very well today, do a lot of things well. Now, here's another test for them. What happens when the Oakland Raiders start to sustain a drive? Well, how are they going to react to it? You don't know. In a situation where you're 1-8, I mean, everything is new. Every new experience is new, and reacting to a good drive by the Raiders is going to be key if they want to have a chance in this game.
12-yard gain on the pass to Jet, and now Kaufman breaks away to turn a 7-yard loss into a 5-yard gain. Melvin Johnson makes the stop for the Bucs.
And that was Nat Kaufman all the way. Reality is, those guys should have made the tackle. There's enough guys around him, should have been able to pull him down. But Napoleon Kaufman, beautiful job at stopping, finding the hole, and boom, exploding through it.
He's a slippery. Well, I can't think of the proper analogy right now, but he's slippery. Second down 6 after what they call a gain of 4. Pump fake. Hostetler out of the pocket. Great coverage downfield by the Bucs. Warren Sapp, number 99, in there chasing Hostetler.
And I'll tell you what, Chidi Ahantu had Jeff Hostetler in his sights. Ricky Dudley came back and made a nice block on him to give him a little room to kind of roll out and stay active. Watch, you're going to see over on the left-hand side of your screen, Ahantu's going to come in. There, Ricky Dudley with a nice block to free him up, let him get out of the pocket, and hopefully either throw the ball away as he did here.
So it's third down now. 6 yards to go for the first down. Football's at the 17. Raiders need to get it to the 11 to keep the possession going, and Hostetler will use a timeout. So credit one small tactical victory to Dungy and his defensive staff. We'll be back.
So I pull into this gas station.
Oh, classic over squeeze. Watch this. Release the hounds. Perfect pump.
5:44 left in the third quarter. Raiders tied up at 10 apiece with Tampa Bay. Third down 6 from the 17-yard line after an Oakland timeout. Blitz. Hostetler completes to Darrell Hobbs, and Hobbs is inside the 10 to the 9. Donnie Abraham makes the tackle, but the Raiders convert 3rd and 6 into 1st and goal.
Boy, and Hostetler is hot. Watch this throw once again. He works up against Donnie Abraham, and John Lynch comes in late. Top of your screen, Abraham, Lynch both coming in. But Abraham just a hair late at making a play on that ball.
And a bullet throw by the Haas. First down goal from the 9. Current drive, longest of the game so far for Oakland. Hobbs, who had a big play to set up the field goal just before halftime, makes another big play here to keep this drive alive. And Hostetler throws it into the arms of Hardy Nickerson. So just as Tampa Bay gave away a touchdown opportunity on an interception throw by Dilfer at the goal line, Hostetler now returns the favor with the throw right into the hands of Nickerson.
Ricky Dudley was in a crossing route over the middle. He was looking to get it to the big man, the tall man with the good hands, and Hardy Nickerson, as you see, second INT this season, steps in front of the ball for a nice grab. Watch, you're going to see Ricky Dudley, 83, crossing in right in the middle. You see Nickerson down to the bottom part of your screen, steps right in front of Ricky Dudley. Beautiful, and I'm surprised Hostetler didn't even see Nickerson floating in there.
Satisfying moment for the former California Golden Bear, Nickerson, who has made so many thankless tackles for the bedraggled Bucs over the years. Allstott was moving before the snap. Rhett gets the football. Flag finally goes down. This should be procedure against the Buccaneers.
Well, I think the Raiders have figured that play out. Seems like every time Allstott goes in that short motion, hesitates, they run it to that side. That time Trent just didn't snap the ball quick enough. And Tony Dungy's offense doesn't need any more challenges to move themselves back that far. To be sitting on the 5-yard line is just a 6-yard line is just a little bit more than they would want to have to deal with at this point.
They're making progress, that's for sure. With the exception of the interception and the fumble, today has been a very positive day for Dilfer and the Bucs offensively. The give is to Rhett. And Rhett pounds forward for a couple as Tampa Bay tries for breathing room in the shadow of its own goal. It'll be second down and about 13 yards to go after the tackle by number 51, Lance Johnstone, the rookie out of Temple.
Part of the problem here is we talked about Trent's inability to get substantial movement back there. At this part of the field, yeah, you want to pound out a little bit, get a little breathing room, because you don't want him to drop back into the end zone when he's not a mobile kind of quarterback.
Good point. Numbers on Dilfer today. Bucs have also put together a creditable running game to go with that. Second down, 13. There he is in the end zone. There he is under pressure in the end zone. And there's a wounded duck throw, which was dangerous, falling to the ground at the Buccaneer 20, Carl Williams, the intended receiver.
Nice job, Chester McLaughlin running a game out there on the left side, working over Jason Odom, rookie who stepped in. Watch, you're going to see him come in right underneath Jason, right in to Trent Dilfer's face, and Trent kind of short-armed that throw, trying not to get involved in that pile up and left it floating very dangerously, as you said.
Third down, 13 yards to go. Buccaneers operating from inside their 10. Obvious draw play call.
Very good. Quarterback draw?
Oh, I think Eric Rhett is going to be carrying the ball on the draw play here. You never know. I could be wrong. In fact, it's Ellison in the game as third down back, and Dilfer throws out of his end zone complete to Allstott, and Allstott, with a flag down, is short of the first down out at about the 18. Mike Morton making the stop for Oakland.
Chester Nolan Harrison had jumped a little bit. Whether they're going to call it on him or he was drawn offside, we'll have to wait and see.
Be another chance for the Buccaneer offense if they elect to take the penalty.
Yeah, Nolan Harrison was in for Chester McLaughlin working the defensive tackle. Despite his youth and, hey, maybe a slow growth, but he's certainly seen a lot of growth this year.
He's created 5 flags against the Raiders for jumping off against his cadence, and they almost did it again. Dilfer releases, complete to Marvin Marshall. He's still short of the first down across the 20 to about the 21. Terry McDaniel there on the coverage and got just enough contact against Marshall as Marshall came back for the ball to keep him away from the first down mark.
Also, it looked like Pat Swilling with some games down there in the line. Got into his face again, forcing Trent to short arm it a little bit. Forcing Marshall to come back and make the play a little bit short of the first down. And Tony Dungy, smart move right here. You don't want to make it any easier for the Raiders, who proved last series that they could run the ball and they could pass the ball and they could put a drive together, get a punt and get them out of good field position.
First bunt of the game for Tommy Barnhart. Last year he kicked for the Carolina Panthers. Didn't want to take a pay cut there, so he came here and dislodged Reggie Roby. This one's a bomb all the way back to the 21-yard line. Tim Brown trying to get outside and gets a return of about 6 or 7 yards, but Derek Brooks is downfield to make the stop. And Brown is still on the ground after the big hit by Brooks. 60-yard punt by Tommy Barnhart.
So far, he had actually outkicked his coverage.
There is no infraction on the play. It was not an ineligible lineman downfield. Therefore, we are picking up the flag. For the Oakland's ball. Timeout.
We bring you back to Tampa. The Raiders again with the football. It was 10-10 at halftime, and now with 3:02 to go in the third, it remains 10-10. When last Oakland had the ball, they drove to the shadow of the Tampa Bay goal line, but Jeff Hostetler gave it away on an interception to Hardy Nickerson. Here, Hostetler begins with a completion to Tim Brown, so Brown apparently recovered from the hard hit he took on the punt return.
Well, you know, they're in a hurry-up offense once again. No huddle. They're stepping up to the line of scrimmage, and what they're doing well, they're not even worried about the run game anymore. They're just throwing the short pass game, and it's working well, working underneath against the linebackers.
2nd and 2 after the 8-yard completion on 1st down. Here, the give is to Kaufman, and Kaufman with those fabulously nifty feet is across the 45 to about the 47 before Martin Mayhew makes the stop.
You know, one of the things we heard about this defense is they're trying to do too much. Guys are overplaying. You might have seen it there as the defensive ends, linebackers, attack the point of attack a little bit too strongly, giving Napoleon Kaufman a chance to find a nice cutback hole.
Raiders stacked to the right side on 1st down 10 from the 46, still operating out of the no huddle. Tampa Bay in its base defense, showing blitz and coming. Hostetler finds Brown, singled up against Mayhew, and the damage is done as Brown goes deep into Tampa Bay territory to the 21 before Melvin Johnson made the stop.
Put it on Tim Brown. The guy, you know, he's fast. He's got some speed. He works out of the slot, but he is so good in finding the open zones, finding the open spots. Watch him here. He's just going to make the move in and just turn it back out again. Just enough movement just to beat the defender, get some running room, and hey, face it, Tim Brown does most of his damage after he's got the ball.
On 1st down and 10, the give is to Harvey Williams, and Williams, who threw a touchdown pass for the Raiders' 6-pointer, is into the secondary before he's stopped by John Lynch, and it'll be about 9 yards pickup, 2nd down and a yard from the 12. Raider offense comes straight back to the line of scrimmage. Williams gets the call from Hostetler. That 9-yard pickup was Harvey's first carry of the game. Now here's Harvey's 2nd carry of the game, and it'll give the Raiders 1st and goal again inside the 10. Again, John Lynch making the stop.
Boy, nice blocking up front. The offensive line. Lincoln Kennedy that time was working up against number 99, number 72, Chidi Ahanatu, up on the top side of your screen. Gogan with a nice pull, and just a beautiful opening of gaps, and the backs are finding them. They're not even have to search too hard.
On 1st and goal from the 8. It was at about this juncture that Hostetler threw the unfortunate interception on the last Raider possession. Gets away from pressure, back to the end zone to Hobbs, touchdown. Raiders become the first team in 5 weeks to score more than 14 points against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And Darryl Hobbs just found a way to sneak behind Melvin Johnson, John Lynch. You see Lynch there, 47. You see Melvin Johnson here. Look at Hobbs right in the middle. He has just snuck behind Lynch. Those guys are locked up about 3 yards deep in the end zone. Now, you think that they would sense the fact that there was a receiver behind them, but Lynch didn't react until it was too late and the ball was already in the air.
Ford on to try to add the extra point and make it 17-10. And Gossett's hold sets up Ford for the kick right up the middle, and with 24 seconds remaining in the 3rd period, Oakland knocking on the door through much of the period finally breaks through as Hostetler is beginning to develop another clutch receiver to go with Tim Brown. His name is Darryl Hobbs, and he scored there.
I think Mike White is going to have to take his halftime speech and make it a book on tape and sell it because he's done something.
But I can hear talk radio in the Bay Area Monday right now, Bob. Look at what we did Monday night out of the no huddle against this in the future.
Well, let's put it this way. They'll probably use it for a lot of the rest of the game.
Number 1, Marvin Marshall waits at the goal line as Cole Ford prepares to kick it away for the Raiders. Raiders now playing from ahead for the first time in the game. And it's a 25-yard return from Marshall. Bucks will have the football from outside their 25. Lorenzo Lynch made the stop. Tonight, a 7-4-7 is carrying the world. Bring it back live to football action in Tampa. 11 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter as Eric Reck looks for a place to turn the corner on the left side for the Bucks, and Lance Johnstone, again playing the run pretty well, makes the stop for the Raiders. And now Dilfer will go to the sideline to talk to the Bucs offensive brain trust. We'll be right back. Oakland leading 17-10 after these messages from your local station. Inactivity for Rob Fredrickson, Bob. First down now for the Bucs from the 29-yard line. We'll check it. Second down, 8 after a 2-yard gain by Red on first down. The throw from Dilfer to Dave Moore, or check it, to Mike Allstott, the fullback, and Mike Jones makes the stop for the Raiders. Short of the first down, it'll be 3rd and about 3 coming up. Red out, Ellison in on 3rd down. Time of possession in the 3rd quarter. Tampa Bay still holding the ball for more than the Raiders, but the Raiders getting 112 yards out of their possessions.
Much more productive. They're in hurry up, which is taking less time. Plus, they hit the big passes like the one to Tim Brown and some things like that.
3rd down, 3. Dilfer says this is a tough down for the Bucs. And he makes it pay with a quick pass to Carl Williams, and the flag is down as Williams slants into the secondary for the first down. Carl Kidd making the tackle.
Well, it's hard to believe that you're going to get a holding penalty on a slant pass that is released that quickly. If an offensive lineman's got a hold on a 3-step drop, then he's got problems to begin with.
Offsides, number 36 defense, lined up in the neutral zone. That penalty is declined. First down.
So the Buccaneers will keep the 17-yard gain on the quick slant from Dilfer to Carl Williams.
Beautiful call on play. Hey, get a possession pass. Nice slant pattern. The linebacker's not going to be able to get out there to stop the play. All he can do is come out and make a tackle, or the safety come over and help make a tackle, but he's going to pick up a couple of yards, enough for the first.
With the Raiders in the nickel, Williams able to do effective work inside of Carl Kidd. First down, the give is to the fullback, Allstott. Allstott's leg drive remains a subject for discussion as he carries Mike Jones for a gain of about 7.
Well, carries Mike Jones, also kind of squirmed out of the hands of number 56, Pat Swilling, who first came in, hit him from the backside, and just couldn't drag him down.
Raiders with Swilling at 245 pounds on one side lined up at defensive end. John Stone just over 250 pounds at the other defensive end. Teams are going to run off tackle against them a lot.
You would think that they would start focusing on that.
Tight end in motion on second down. Rhett with the football, and Rhett has a first down for the Bucs as he fights his way inside the Raider 45 to about the 43. Lance Johnstone making the tackle.
Well, we talked about the leg drive from Mike Allstott, but you got to give Rhett credit there. Boy, the extra credit, the extra work, the extra drive. Watch, he's avoiding a couple of tackles here. Beaker's going to come up. He breaks that tackle. Terry McDaniels comes up.
Not showing too many ill effects from the 94-day holdout. Of course, my contention has always been there is no position you can get ready to play more rapidly than running back.
Well, running back is instinctual. You've got to be able to feel things. You've got to be able to sense where people are coming. Be able to sense and almost anticipate where the blocks are developing.
1st and 10 for the Bucs. Good play fake by Dilfer, buys a little time. Now he throws a weak pass out of bounds as the Raiders had good coverage on the backside against Carl Williams.
Yeah, Swilling was in his face, and number 83, Dave Moore, was out there being covered. I think looked like Mike Jones was working on him. But watch Swilling. He's not fooled for a minute. His job is to stay backside. Anytime things stay away, the backside man has responsibility for a reverse, for any kind of a bootleg, and Swilling, being a veteran, played it very smart.
Second down, 10. 12 minutes, 18 seconds to go. Red is met by the middle of the Raider defense. 54, Beekert again there along with Eddie Anderson, the free safety, and it's going to be 3rd down long coming up for Dilfer and the Bucs.
I don't know if they're reading the formation, what they're reading, but really anticipated run on that one. You could see the linebackers scooting up. You could see Eddie Anderson scooting up towards the line of scrimmage as the play was the ball's about to be snapped. Good anticipation and good finish by that Raider defense.
Bucs average 293 pounds across the offensive front, as one columnist points out, the Tampa newspaper this morning. That's a little small by present-day NFL standards. It's 3rd down, 8. Courtney Hawkins in motion behind Dilfer. Blitz coming. Dilfer gets away from the blitz and throws into an open area. Dave Moore, the tight end, was the closest receiver to the ball.
Roughing the passer.
And this is the kind of penalty which is going to seriously damage the Raiders.
Well, you know, I talked earlier about the fact that aggressive penalties can sometimes be excused because it means you're working hard at it. Now, there comes a time where you've got to know the rules.
Foul. Roughing the passer. And a 99 defense. Hit to the head. 15 yards.
Andre Bruce.
And your aggressiveness, you have to understand the implication. Andre Bruce, 99. Now remember, anytime you make contact with the quarterback's head, right there, as before he's going down, Andre Bruce came up with the forearm right across the side of the head of Trent Dilfer. Watch, right there. Good, beautiful. I mean, that was a good call. And I understand and I believe that they're being a little soft on quarterbacks. They're trying too much or taking too much aggressiveness away. But that was a very legitimate call. You can't go to the head.
86 penalties on the season coming in for the Raiders, averaging more than 9 per game. 11 flags against Oakland already today. That the biggest one so far. Bruce, in limited playing time, obviously wants to make his presence felt. But that was a serious error in judgment.
And he's trying to rationalize it out there. Even Dan Turk, backup center, and long snapper center behind him going, you went to the head.
So another chance for the Buccaneers. First and 10 inside the 30 at the 27. The dependable Allstott with a gain of about 6. Eddie Anderson makes the stop. Briefly, let's go to Greg Gumbel in New York to look at some action from elsewhere.
All right, Jim, at the Meadowlands, the Patriots down 21-0 at one point to the Jets have come all the way back. This is Drew Bledsoe, 17 yards to wide open Ben Coates with the extra point. The Patriots and the Jets are now tied at 24, just over 9 minutes to play in regulation. Jim?
All right, thanks, Greg. And next week here on NBC, Bledsoe and the Patriots against Elway and the Broncos, 2 midseason candidates for MVP in the league. And on second down here, Allstott makes a first down to the 15 before Morton makes the stop.
You know how you kind of take a liking to some guy because of his work ethic?
He can play, huh?
This guy can play. And I don't know we've never seen him break it away and totally see his speed. His hands look okay. But I'll tell you what, if you're going to look at a guy and see him play with the kind of heart that he's playing with, you put him at the top of your favorite list.
Well, he's the rookie Darryl Johnston. That's the player he reminds me of.
Exactly.
5 receptions for 44 yards, 6 rushes for 37 yards for rookie fullback Mike Allstott. And he's getting the football again. Has it down to about the 12-yard line. Gain of 4. It'll be second down. Well, make it a gain of 3. It'll be second down 7. Johnstone again with the tackle for the Raiders.
Well, you know, we were wondering, we talked about it. How is this team going to react? They've been through so much adversity. They didn't look defensively like they reacted well to the changes, to the adjustments that Raider offense made. Tony Dungy has faced a lot of different types of offenses as a defensive coordinator. They did not respond well to the no huddle. They have since kind of regrouped and now obviously knocking at the door.
Second down, 7 yards to go. Need to get it just inside the 5 for a first down. He gave us to Rhett. Raiders leading run all the way are there to greet Rhett. And now Dilfer and the Bucs will face a ticklish 3rd down and 6.
Yeah, he didn't pick up much yardage there. There is, and like I said before, I don't know if the tendencies are so strong. So much work is done during the week on computer breakdowns on what do they do in I formation? What do they do in I formation second down? What do they do in I formation second down, 7 to 10 yards to go? I don't know if the tendencies are strong, but it really seems like the Raider defense is anticipating run, crowding the line, and taking it away from them.
So it's 3rd down now, a long 5 or a short 6. They can get first and goal just inside the 5. Plenty of time for Dilfer. First down. Heady play. Beckles with the big block in front of Dilfer. Andre Bruce finally chased him out of bounds. Fred Whittingham says, how do you defend that?
And you have to contain. The key is you have to contain. 56 is Pat Swirling working the outside. He gets pushed past. You can't put it on Andre Bruce. He was working from an inside position. It wasn't his job to contain. Andre Bruce should have stayed out there and kept the thing. Ian Beckles had a beautiful block on Andre Bruce to kind of push it out.
Mike Shula, offensive coordinator, behind the screen to the far right there. calling these plays for the Bucs. 13th play of the drive. Little mix-up in the backfield, but nevertheless, Dilfer gets the ball to Rhett, and Rhett gets it down to the 2 before Ball makes the stop.
And it wasn't even a stop. Jerry Ball just got off. He got off on a ball, and he just cut underneath number 62, Ian Beckles, got some penetration, and when Eric Rhett went to make the cut, just basically tripped over a pile of flesh.
Now that's Shula all the way over to the far right side. He's the offensive coordinator making these calls. And the rest of the Buccaneer offensive staff there with him. Clock running, 7:35 to go in the football game. Second down goal. And this one will be whistled to a stop. And a timeout has been called. So we've got exact yard line. Bucs with Rhett and Allstott in the backfield behind Dilfer. 14th play of the drive. Fake, throw, touchdown to Allstott.
Well, we were saying, Jim, hey, you got 3 plays. Give it to Allstott 3 times. He's got to get at one of them. And I think, you know what? You think the Raiders were thinking that too? They had it crowded. Look at it. He was all crouched down. Greg Biekert, man-to-man coverage, anticipating the run, gets kind of locked up. Allstott, all he has to do is just get a little position. Sweet throw by Dilfer for the touchdown.
Fascinating because the Bucs have had only 3 rushing touchdowns all year, and yet the Raiders were there playing run on second down goal. Husted nails the PAT, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have come from behind to tie the football game 17 apiece with 7 minutes 25 seconds to go here on the shore of the Gulf of Mexico. Now Kaufman and Kidd wait as Husted prepares to kick it away for Tampa Bay. And this will be Kaufman. Dangerous from the goal line. Tremendous downfield tackle on special teams by Tyrone Leggett, number 45. 12-yard return, and it'll be Oakland ball when we come back.
This is Ford Escort. Did you know that it's new?
Gets away from Sapp. Ahanotu. Extra effort by the 4th-year player out of California. And the Buccaneers start this series with a sack.
Well, you got to feel, you know what? And this is what we kind of felt yesterday. A 1-8 team that was getting along with each other out there. A lot of times when you have teams that are having problems, the offense and the defense, they separate. They're down on each other. You see Sapp miss the sack there, flush Hostetler. And there's Ahanotu. But this team is feeding off. The offense is feeding off the defense and vice versa.
And the crowd is now a part of it. Kaufman. Ahanotu again. Now check it. That was Eric Curry, the other defensive end. And Hardy Nickerson there as well.
Eric Curry, Hardy Nickerson, Derek Brooks was all over the field. Derek Brooks came from one side of the field. Watch him 55 in the middle. He's attacking that gap. Kaufman doesn't bust it outside, and he's getting stuffed at the line. There goes these guys. There's Nickerson, and there's Brooks all the way across field making the play. This team is swarming right now.
3rd down 10 for Hostetler and the Raiders. Nickerson calling the defensive numbers for the Bucs. Short of the first down.
Hardy Nickerson comes up, undercuts him, makes him stop. Enough time for 25 Melvin Johnson to come up, force him out of bounds. Punt situation.
Tremendous series for Tony Dungy's defense. And now Gossett will come on to kick it to Marvin Marshall. Possible field position advantage upcoming for the Bucs as Marshall waits in the shadow at his 40-yard line.
Well, I know the Raiders are happy to have Gossett in this situation.
And the sure-handed veteran gets it away. Marshall at the 30, gets back to the 35-yard line. Good downfield tackle by Paul Butcher, number 96. And it will be Tampa Bay ball with 5:18 remaining when we come back.
All right. Take care of yourself and call us.
Everything okay?
At the 35-yard line. Plenty of protection for Dilfer. And it's caught and then dropped by number 85, Courtney Hawkins. Hawkins, the veteran receiver, without a catch today, working against Albert Lewis, and that was close to a 25-yard pickup for Tampa Bay.
Now watch it, nice throw, and he laid out for the catch, but he just bobbled a little bit at the end. You're going to see, as he's going out of bounds, he does not have control. The ball gets swatted loose right there then by Albert Lewis. Once again, now, you know, if he wasn't bobbling it, that would have been a completion. It would have been a nice game.
Crowd booing, but it was nowhere near a proper catch, so it'll be second down 10. You see the excellent numbers on Dilfer for the day. 2 TDs. Bucs may have still been moving on offense at the snap. Eric Brett with the football. Chester McLaughlin with the tackle. No flag down, so it'll be third down long coming up for Tampa Bay.
Well, obviously they're trying to, looks like they're trying to set up the pass, but a little run like that, it just seemed like there wasn't the momentum, wasn't the excitement that you've seen in the prior drive.
Brett comes off the field on third down as Jerry Ellison comes in. Allstott also coming off. Tampa Bay with a little bit of an unusual personnel package here on third down 8. Ellison is the lone setback behind Dilfer. Remember, this team is short of both wide receivers and tight ends. And Dilfer throwing, trying the quick slant to number 86, Williams. Call. Kidd was there, and no flag is down, although the crowd wanted the interference call.
That is a tough play to play, defense. You know, the guy, when he's slanting inside, he's going to get positioned just by the nature of the alignment of the defender, who is normally, the corner is normally trying to take away the outside position. But watch him here as he tries to bring the slant in. He doesn't have that alignment. He's taking it to the inside, and there's nowhere to throw the ball.
So Tommy Barnhart, with only one punt today, that a 60-yarder, is getting ready to nail it to Tim Brown as Brown waits at his 25. His kick high, relatively short. Brown chooses the fair catch and makes it at the Oakland 27. 36-yard punt by Barnhart. 4 minutes, 12 seconds to go. And Hostetler will come on.
You know, you got to give it to him, though. I mean, the Raiders now obviously going to get a chance. The Buck defense playing well, and not many people really thought much of this Buck team at 1-8. I mean, my parents, they told me ahead of time. They said, this Buck team looks good. Not even talking about my dad, my mom.
Your mother, Catherine?
Catherine is the great prognosticator of our time.
Catherine the Great. From the 28-yard line, Oakland Raiders looking for a long drive which would produce a victory here in Tampa. Hostetler fires complete to James Jett. And Jett, having a big day, makes the catch in front of Martin Mayhew, number 35. Too liberal a cushion provided there by the Bucs. 17-yard gain.
You know, I understand not wanting to let the guy get the big play and hit him deep on it. But with 4 minutes left, you know, you can work down the field pretty quickly with 15 to 20 yards per reception. Look at that. Look at that. Mayhew with so much cushion there. They got to get tighter on these guys. Take some chances. No time to play it safe now.
First down from the 45. Harvey Williams in the football game at tailback, and Williams, who has become a dependable role player now as Kaufman moves ahead of him on the depth chart, is stopped by Lonnie Martz. Clock running.
Well, they don't have to really do too much right now. I mean, let's face it, they got to get a drive, keep the chains moving, use up some clock. If they can keep it in bounds and keep the chains moving, they put themselves in position for a field goal. And with the score tied right now, hey, you know, right there they can win the game and not leave any time for the Bucs to finish it off.
2nd and 7. You saw kicker Cole Ford adjusting his shoes on the sideline. Hostetler throws to Harvey Williams. Brilliant play by Derek Brooks.
Wow, Derek Brooks.
He's having some
He is having some year. And, you know, we talk about Hardy Nickerson as being the premier guy in that defense, the center of that defense. Derek Brooks has stepped up. By the nature of the way this defense has changed this year, it's become a little more aggressive. Derek Brooks has been the guy. Now you see him here in this, you know, nice throwback by Hostetler. He's got the vision, but Derek Brooks stays with his man, Harvey Williams. Just cannot let him get free.
Biggest play of the game so far. 3rd down, 7. Crowd tries to rise to the occasion and bring the Buck defenders with them. Blitz. Jet. Oh, it goes. You live by the penalty, you die by the penalty. It was a roughing the passer call against Andre Bruce that helped the Bucs to the tie-breaking touchdown. Now with the score tied again, or to the tying touchdown, I should say. And now as the Raiders try to answer, they get the benefit of a pass interference penalty against Tampa.
Well, what happens is it looks like both teams are trying to figure out what's happening, but the Tampa Bay cheerleaders have lined up on the field. It's a really kind of a strange look right here what's going on, but what happened is it looked like it was Melvin Johnson.
Number 25 defense at the 1st down.
Melvin Johnson was beat. He had his back to the ball and did not make a play on it.
There's another look at the interference against Johnson. It sets Oakland up in scoring territory. We'll be back.
A couple of runs that you look at from tape footage and film footage, one of the great ones.
Yeah, I'll never fathom the instinctiveness of that move.
Exactly.
Yeah. 1st and 10. After the long pass interference penalty, Raiders can afford to be fairly conservative now with this chance, so they give Fenner an opportunity to crack the middle, and Derek has a gain of about a couple before Johnson, trying to make up for the penalty, comes up to make the tackle.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. Right now, the Raiders, all they have to do is run it up the middle. If they gash it, they gash it. If they get it through, they pick up the 1st down, that's fine. If not, they're eating up a ton of clock. Once they get rid of the timeout, they get the clock, they get the field goal.
Which is why Tampa Bay has used a timeout here, 30-second timeout, to stop the clock and limit the amount of time that the Raiders can take off of the scoreboard clock. Oakland has 1 timeout remaining. Tampa Bay now with 2 left.
Now the problem remains that even if the Raiders score, face it, what tools do the Buccaneers have for an 80-yard 1-minute drive?
Well, they don't have Alvin Harper. They don't have Jackie Harris.
Exactly.
They made it all the way through the game without them. They do have, and I'm kind of fascinated to see him make a catch, Marvin Marshall, number 1, activated off the practice squad yesterday, former quarterback from South Carolina State. But that's another story for down the road.
That's right.
Let's see if the Raiders take the lead. 2nd down 8. 154. Another running play. Fenner again. He's down to about the 12. Stopped here by John Lynch. And we'll take a brief commercial break and then bring you right back to Tampa to stick with the action. Stay with us. With as little time as possible after the Raiders are able to snap the tie. In fact, they do. Andrew Glover, number 87, the reserve tight end, is lined up as a fullback behind Hostetler, and Fenner is in a tailback position behind Glover. And Fenner has 1st down yardage inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line, and that leaves the Raiders totally in the driver's seat. Tony Bowie made the tackle, but now Oakland has the opportunity to take all the time off if they choose before trying a field goal.
And interesting, looks like they're going to pull the chains out and measure, but interesting choice of plays, or formations, I should say, as they put Andrew Glover in the backfield. Not so much that they need him as a blocker in the backfield, but because you know what it does? It makes the defense think, hey, what's he doing there? What's going on? It makes them hesitate just enough for them to find an opening.
3 straight carries for, I believe, 11 yards for Fenner. They'll measure this, and it is a 1st down. So Benner, who plays fullback, but according to Coach Mike White, still thinks of himself as a tailback, gets the big carries there, and the first down, as we said, gives the Raiders the flexibility now to choose what they want to do with the clock.
Yeah, without a doubt. And right now, the time is going to be eaten up. You know that Mike White's going to utilize all the clock he can. And, boy, unless a miracle happens, some sort of turnover, a big hit by the Bucs, it looks like it's going to be the Raider game.
Tampa Bay, having used 3 timeouts in a row, now has 0 left. Raiders still have a timeout. So that gives them the chance to stop the clock when they want to set up for the field goal try.
But, you know, I mean, you never know. I mean, they are down here, and the Raiders are going to play it conservative. But remember, this Buccaneer defense has been playing very aggressive. They've been really a good penetration, guys flying around. Hey, you know, anything can happen. Somebody gets the helmet on a ball, the ball comes loose. A whole different scenario.
7th play of a drive, which has so far taken up 66 yards worth of turf. 35 yards of it came on the pass interference penalty against Melvin Johnson. Raiders looking to preserve their pattern of generally winning when Hostetler is able to start and play at quarterback. Hostetler takes a knee to get the clock rolling.
Well, I guess he doesn't have to worry about the ball getting knocked out when he just takes a knee. Well, I know there's one guy on the Raiders that is very excited about well, a lot of people excited about what Melvin Johnson did, but Andre Bruce is his little faux pas. He got a reprieve as Melvin Johnson stepped up for the Bucs and kind of took that mantle of GOAT.
Tony Dungy is still talking about penalties and how they have damaged his team as he turns to his surrounding support on the sideline. 2nd down. Hostetler again will take the knee. And the clock will wind down. Cole Ford says, well, you know, I'll practice my kicking motion here, because I think in a few minutes they're going to want me to do this thing. 1 of 1 today, as you see, from 43 yards. He's missed a short one or two in the past.
And at that point, all people that are Raider fans from years back have looked and said, and you released who? Jeff Jagers?
Jagers had a rocky moment or two this year with the Bears. Hostetler watching the clock and now decides to take the timeout with 8 seconds showing. Well, the Raiders have Dan Turk snapping. Jeff Gossett, unquestionably one of the best holders in the sport, if not the very best.
Well, we saw earlier in the day the field goal by the Oakland Raiders. Snap is high. Jeff Gossett goes up, gets it, plants it, and allows the 43-yard kick by Cole Ford.
Turk replaced Trey Junkin as the snapper part of the way into this season when the Raiders elected to cut Junkin so that they could sign another player.
Well, Turk has been their long snapper for years, and I think that they enjoyed seeing Trey Junkin as being a little quicker in some of the coverage aspects of long snapping. But now, you know, Turk's a big guy. In a situation like this, you want a big guy who's going to sit inside and block.
So 12-year veteran, 290-pounder Dan Turk will snap it. And a man with even more years in the league, 15-year veteran Jeff Gossett will hold it. And the relatively inexperienced Cole Ford will kick it and miss. A 28-yard attempt. Badly missed by Cole Ford. Second-year kicker out of Southern California has a bad memory to keep for a long time unless his team can come back and win the game. And Steve Wisniewski pats him on the butt and says, oh, don't worry, Cole, it wasn't all that bad.
You want to know something? Steve Wisniewski didn't mean it. You know, actually, that's one teammate trying to keep up the spirits of another. But at this point, as we take another look at it, he just pulls it.
Gossett can't believe what he's looking at.
Cannot believe that short kick does not make it through the uprights.
5 seconds still on the clock. And then we'll be headed to overtime.
Tony Dungy's thinking there is still some magic out there as the Buccaneers elect to let the clock run out and say, look, do it one more time.
And Andre Bruce is thinking, well, at least I'm not the biggest goat on the plane if we lose this one.
Heads it is. Eagles won the toss.
We want the ball.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers will receive a kick from pole forward of the Raiders to begin overtime. Ford, moments ago, missed a 28-yard try, which would have won the game for the silver and black. Now we begin again when we come back.
I feel very safe in this car.
Win this game today, but Cole Ford just missed a 28-yard field goal attempt at the end of regulation that would have won it. And now we go to OT. Tampa has the football. Marshall on the return, and Andre Bruce offers a small measure of makeup for his roughing the passer penalty that helped the Dilfer Bucks toward their tying touchdown. Overtime records in history. Oakland well above 500. Tampa Bay as well. How to play 60 even minutes of football? Well, Dungy's team and White's team are not only even at 17-17 on the scoreboard, but in regulation, both teams had 268 total yards. Fairly uncanny.
Good job.
Fairly uncanny stuff. You look at the numbers for Dilfer and Hastetler today. Dilfer with 2 touchdown passes. On first down, Allstott gets the call, and a gain of a couple. It'll be second down to about 8.
Flag is down. Not a good way to start.
The Raiders, as is so frequently the case, are in double figures in penalties for the day.
And it looks like they're adding to it.
Offside. Number 56. Defense. Line up in the neutral zone. At the 5-yard penalty. First down.
Well, he got 3 against McLaughlin. That's the second one against Swilling.
Exactly. Look at Swilling here. We can't see it from the alignment, but you know, obviously you try and cheat up a little bit, crowd the line as close as possible. That's the coaches tell you to do. But you got to at least know where the ball is. You know, the key here is like if you receive, you've got to get at least pick up some yardage. If you don't get a first down or two, a punt is going to leave the other team in good field position.
Well,
so the key here
made it 1st and 5, and I think Rhett just got a first down.
So the key here is to do just that, whether it be by penalty, by hook, by crook, by whatever. Get the first downs, at least a couple of them, just to get this. Obviously, they'd like to get it out and go score all the way downfield. But the risk that you run of receiving in overtime is that if you don't move the ball, a punt is going to leave the other team in very good field position.
And they'll measure here to see if Rhett got a full 5 yards on 1st and 5. Tampa Bay, we've already credited them with the 5 there. That's the reason it's now 273 total yards to 268. Good enough. First down, Tampa Bay. A little bit of breathing room for Dilfer and the Bucks as the football is moved out to the 28-yard line. Make it the 27.
I mean, this is a good Raider defense that Trent Dilfer's offense is working against. And for him to have this kind of a day, it has to say something maybe a little bit for Trent Dilfer.
Well, there's no question he's getting better. But, of course, how could he have gotten any worse? Allstott again with the football on first down. Eddie Anderson will get credit for the tackle along with Beekert, who was there. Whistle blew before the ball came loose. Gain of a yard. It'll be second down now.
Players ruled down by contact. Second down.
Well, that could have been the hardest fought 1 yard I've ever seen. He broke off about 3 different tackles.
You know what I like about Dilfer, Bob, as we look again at the short gain by Allstott and the fumble after he had been ruled down. Dilfer yesterday in his discussions with us was a no-excuses guy.
Exactly. Good point.
Complete to Williams, and Williams dives forward to the 37. He's close to another first down. Terry McDaniel makes the stop.
So he's going to be about a foot and a half short.
But talking about Dilfer and the no excuses thing, you talked about how much unity the team showed for a team that was 1-8. And I have to believe one of the reasons for that kind of unity would be that when the quarterback has been as horrendous as he's been, if he's still a stand-up guy and says, put it on me, I've been bad, it's a lot easier for his teammates to support him.
Exactly. You don't want some guy that's going to, well, you know, if the run game worked and if the defense would stop some people and stop them from scoring. No, he's taken it on himself. He's worn the mantle, and now he's got the respect of the players.
Third down a yard. Big play for the Buccaneer offense. Rhett pounding in there. working behind Mayberry and Beckles. Lorenzo Lynch coming up to hit him in the gap. We'll see where they mark it.
Well, the initial mark looks like it's going to be a first. There you go. First down.
Second first down to the drive for Dungy's Buccaneers.
Well, as I said before, what they've done now is they've given themselves a little breathing room. If they are stopped, at least they have not put the Raiders in good field position.
So they've squeezed out 2 first downs to begin the drive. 11 minutes, 58 seconds remaining in overtime. Clock running. Dilfer trying to put his people in position, has to call a timeout as he took a look at the before Allstott did. Did they know my signals? And there goes Allstott again on 1st and 10.
Reverse.
Here comes Carl Williams. Holding his ground is number 97, Russell Maryland.
Way to go, big guy. Normally you don't see the big guys. I mean, they get the penetration, but, you know, usually a defensive tackle is so into being aggressive that he kind of loses track. At this point, Russell Maryland's followed his blocker. His blocker didn't sucker him enough, didn't lead him to the one side. Maryland, watch Maryland 97. He's going to get blocked on, then he feels the pull back to the other side. Now, there's only one reason the guy's pulling over there. He's not running away. He's going there for a reason. Russell Maryland, being the veteran that he is, says, hey, I got to get over there and help out.
It's a subtle thing. Keep your feet. Maryland did. The blocker didn't. Second down long. Dilfer throws down the middle, complete to Mike Allstott, the fullback. Allstott was in the grasp of Biekert, and it'll be 3rd down and long coming up.
Well, you know, we've been singing the praises of Dilfer, but on the other hand, sometimes decisions like this, Allstott runs into double coverage. Watch him here, gets picked up. 2 linebackers.
Biekert,
Jones, Biekert, both guys on him. I'm sure there's other guys you could have taken a shot at, but that one, to throw into a double-covered man who was only at the original line of scrimmage is not the best choice in the world.
3rd down 11. Remember, the Bucs only had 3 wide receivers on the roster healthy at this moment. Marvin Marshall, Courtney Hawkins, and Carl Williams. They are all in the game as the Bucs go to 4 wide. One of the 4 split out, has to be a tight end. Dilfer under pressure, brings it down and almost completes it down the middle. Incomplete, intended for Williams. Carl Kidd on the coverage. It'll be a punting situation coming up for the Buccaneers.
Well, this is, you know, at least they clear themselves a little room. The punt should put the Raiders, barring any kind of a substantial return from Tim Brown, which, hey, basic, this guy can do it, at about the 30, 36, 30, 31 yard line to start their drive.
Tim Brown waits at his 22. Barnhart bombed the first punt today, 60 yards. He'll be looking for another one like that here. Pretty good. Brown backs up inside his 20 to the 18. Excellent coverage by the Bucs. Tim Brown belted down by Tracy Johnson at the 21-yard line. And the Raiders will have 79 yards between themselves and the goal line after the 46-yard punt, 3-yard return.
Well, you know, we've been singing the praises of the offense and the defense. You know, not to overlook the Raiders, but face it, we have a 1-8 Buccaneer team who you're looking at going, did we expect anything out of them? And they're showing us some stuff. And now special teams, they know the importance of field position in this scenario, the overtime scenario. Good job of shutting down Tim Brown.
Playoff teams find a way to score in this situation. What will the Raiders do? Play fake on first down. Hostetler with a wide open man. Brown juggled it and did not have possession as he went out of bounds.
It certainly looked like he did not. Good job of getting a hand up and making a play on it. But as he brought it down, it just did not look like he had it. Let's take another look. You're going to see Tim Brown working up against. Right here is making a break to the outside against Abraham. Here, going to go up, bring it down, bobbling it as his feet go out of bounds. Good call by the referees.
About a half a second late controlling the football. Yep. Second down 10. Football at the 22-yard line. Gogan pulling in front of Kaufman. And good run stoppage by the Tampa Bay defense as they hold Kaufman to a gain of 3. Hardy Nickerson there to make the tackle.
Boy, I tell you what, Kevin Gogan, very close to being in motion. That was one of the quickest starts I've ever seen by a 300-plus pound offensive lineman.
325.
That kid is 300-plus. Let's just say a big old boy.
How about the right side of the Raider offensive front? Kennedy 335, Gogan 325, Barrett Robbins only 305, and now Derek Finner has come up lame for the moment. Looks like he might have a cramp.
Yeah, like I said, when you look at a guy who's trying to get flex his toes up to his leg and straighten his legs out, it usually means the calves are cramping.
They played 4 quarters of Monday Night Football. Then they had to have a short week of preparation. Took the day off Tuesday, practiced Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, got on a plane, flew here, spent Friday and Saturday nights in the hotel. Now they're in overtime, playing in what is unusually warm weather for this time of year. A cramp is entirely predictable.
And almost expected. Also, although the one thing that Mike White did, as we saw Mike White pacing the sidelines, he did tone down this week a little bit. They went in Tuesday, had light workouts with weights, a little bit of jogging to get the soreness out. Wednesday, when they went out and they practiced, they only had 1 day of full contact. Normally, Wednesdays and Thursdays are both days where you put the pads on and you go whack each other a bunch of times during the day, just to kind of, get into the mood a little bit. This week, they only went 1 day, eased off on Friday. And, of course, Saturday, they had a short one here in town, short practice here in town.
If you're a rookie at this point in the season, if you're Ricky Dudley, for instance, for the Raiders, you're wondering if the season ever ends, right?
Yeah, you're right. You're watching the NCAA college football season winding down as we speak. And these guys know they got a lot more to go.
Third down. 7 yards to go for a first down. The marker is at the 32. The ball is at the 25. A little bit rushed. Just enough pressure from the Buccaneer defense to force Hostetler to throw it high over the outstretched hands of Harvey Williams.
A little bit more through the outstretched hands of Harvey Williams. That should have been a grab. Hostetler didn't really he had people on the outside. He felt that. No real pressure, not too much in his face. Right there, the ball goes up through the hands of Harvey Williams. Hey, it's overtime. It's a big game. You got to get it.
So Gossett, who last touched the football when he held for Cole Ford's ill-fated 28-yard game-winning field goal attempt.
Tampa Bay.
Now Tampa Bay uses its second timeout, so the Bucs will have no timeouts remaining for the next 9 minutes, 6 seconds of this overtime period. Immediately following this telecast, just a moment, Bob, I'll have to tell our viewers.
I'm sorry.
Immediately following this telecast, we will be taking you to golf's Skills Challenge, the EMC2 Skills Challenge. Is that a 2? The EMC2 Skills Challenge coming up next, right here on NBC Sports, and we'll be taking you there. Oh, it's just the EMC Skills Challenge. Arnold Palmer, John Daly, David Duval, many more shipping it out. It's coming up immediately following the completion of this overtime football game here on NBC.
What I was going to say.
Excuse me, Bob.
As I looked at that Tampa Bay calling the timeout, there were 12 people on the field for the Tampa Bay punt return team. And somebody obviously recognized that and said, let's not put ourselves in a position where we could get hurt.
Rules prescribing only 11 players for this situation, I take it.
Every rule that I've ever learned.
Maybe for overtime, though, when you're 1 and 8, you should get an extra player on a punt return.
Okay, and play half court.
Possession. We scored our ball again.
Wait, we're getting into that arena thing.
Speaking of arenas, this one is exciting. A little extra coaching for young Marvin Marshall. Activated off the practice squad yesterday when the Bucs finally decided that Alvin Harper was too banged up to go. Gossett's punt almost blocked. Marshall takes it on the bounce. Beats the first man across the 35 to the 38-yard line. So to the degree that it's a battle of field position, the Buccaneers are, for the moment, winning it. Andrew Glover with the tackle, 45-yard punch, 8-yard return, and Gossett starting to have a rough day. He thought he might have gotten a roughing the kicker call.
They may have moved to Oakland, but there's still a little bit of Hollywood. There's still a little Hollywood there in Oakland, as any punter is, especially in a situation like this. You're trying to maintain the ball.
Hey, ref, I was roughed.
Yeah, yes, but I mean, at this point,
you were roughed by your own guy.
Exactly, but I mean, nobody even touched him. They didn't even hit his foot. And you know, the thing is, once the ref says no, you weren't fouled, you'd think he would say, okay, and walk off. But I guess he's trying to keep the illusion going as to not look like a guy who might be.
Yes, achieve the residual psychological effect. So that 3 months later,
I knew there was some way I wanted to say that.
The official says, the residual psychological effect. That's what you're looking for. First down 10 from just outside the 38. They mark it all the way to the 39. So Dilfer and the Buccaneers playing on a slightly shorter field now as this second possession of overtime begins for them. Ripped with a hole up the middle. Greg Biekert makes the stop, but it's a pickup of about 8. It'll be second down, too.
Well, you know, I want to say that the offensive line for the Buccaneers did a good job there. But they did. I mean, they got locked up. Watch how they get locked up with these offensive linemen. They just get him to his shoulder. And it wasn't like they drove him off the ball or anything. They allowed him the penetration, and then you saw him just get enough turn to open up the gaps.
Typical hard work day for Rhett. 29 carries for 90 yards. Rhett again, fighting for the first down. He's going to be short of it. Biekert again makes the stop. Pickup of only about 1. It'll be third down a yard.
Well, you learn to ad-lib a little bit. Greg Biekert came flying up into that gap to make the play, missed the initial hit, and kind of swung his back leg around a little bit as he made the tackle, tripped him up a little bit. Here's Mike Allstott, number 40, making the punt. Now watch here, Greg Biekert. Get my leg in there. No, ref, I wasn't tripping. I was just kind of rolling over a little bit.
Big play for the Buccaneers. Third down and a yard. Crowd quiet, hoping that Dilfer has the right call. Courtney Hawkins in motion away from the ball. Rhett goes up top.
They got it.
Needed to get it beyond the 49. Anthony Smith, number 94, was up there to meet Rhett and make the tackle.
Boy, they're putting a lot as they get the first down, putting a lot on Eric Rhett. You look at this Raider defense. I mean, this Raider defense.
Been back for what, 3 weeks?
Exactly, 3 weeks. And look at the Raider defense as they line up. They know what's right. I mean, they are getting ready to attack. They're putting this all of it on Eric Rhett and his ability to either find a gap or get up over the top like he did.
Clock running. First overtime period. Give us to Rhett again. Eddie Anderson there to make the stop. It'll be second down long. Tie games are awfully rare in this league. 4 straight carries for Rhett. And you see part of the reason why Rhett and his agent Drew Rosenhaus felt as though he should hold out. Because he feels as though his career is ultimately going to be shortened by the amount of heavy work he has to do in this offense.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not a guy that believes that you should be able to renegotiate while you have a current contract. But, I mean,
this is a special circumstance.
This is kind of a special circumstance that maybe the Glazers should address without any kind of involvement.
Dilfer's pass complete to Carl Williams. Crowd erupts in excitement as Williams gets to the 37 of Oakland. Albert Lewis made the stop.
And I was just going to say, when was the last pass any longer than like 3 or 4 yards? It's been a while. It's been a while. I was wondering if Dilfer still had those. Here it's a nice throw.
Limited assortment of wide receivers available. You certainly would have thought that Courtney Hawkins would be the main man, but he has not had a catch. And Dilfer in big situations has repeatedly gone to the rookie Carl Williams. 4 catches for 55 yards on the day for Williams. Numbers on Dilfer. Controlled game. Allstott with the football, and Allstott pounds forward for a yard or 2.
But, you know, you talk about going to Carl Williams, the rookie. We talked to Tony Dungy yesterday. We said, in fact, you asked him, what is the future of this team? Where is this team going? What are they seeing in giving them hope? He goes, well, look at what happens. Look what our rookies are doing. The young guys this year that are stepping up and making the contributions. Allstott, Carl Williams, guys like that, offensive linemen like George Diaz. On the second set, he goes, look at the second-year guys that have added, have come up and improved from last year. The Warren Sapps, guys like that.
Second down 8. Pass is complete to Allstott. Allstott's into field goal territory inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. Eddie Anderson makes the stop.
And what happens? I'm talking about the young guys.
This kid's a pro.
He is a pro. Talking about the young guys that are stepping up, and they're going to make this a part of it, make this team successful in the future. And what do? They dump it off to Mike Allstott, working up against Mike Jones. Mike Jones looks like he was in a key blitz. What happens is if he comes up, he starts to make the blitz. If the back blocks, he rushes. If the back releases, he goes into man-man coverage, but a step behind on that one.
111 total yards on the day there, you see, on 17 touches for Allstott. 9 carries, 44 yards. The number of catches that he had for 67 yards, 8 catches. Eddie Anderson pays the price for a direct hit on the 248-pound Allstott. He's going to have to limp off.
The one thing you find with Allstott, too, is, hey, did somebody get him a bunch of file footage from Earl Campbell and say, you know what, it's fun running people over when you're that size, but it really shortens the amount of years you can play.
Talk about a short career.
Exactly. But you start to watch Mike Allstott for any length of time, and you notice that he does kind of twist and turn on some of these, on some of the run plays.
The poor man's Moose Johnson, as I call him. So much similarity in their styles.
Tom Rathman.
There's Michael Husted. Yeah, Tom Rathman's another good comparison. There's Michael Husted on the sideline waiting for his possible opportunity to win the game now. And on the other sideline, you saw the lone figure of Cole Ford, number 5 for the Raiders, as he continues mired in regret over his possible game winner miss. 7 plays, 46 yards on this drive. Eric Brett has carried it 4 times for 12 yards in the drive. Football, as you see, at the 15. Imperative here, don't turn it over. Brett again. No gain, but arms wrapped securely around the football as Russell Maryland makes the stop.
Okay, we're at the 15-yard line, which sets the ball at, if you kick a field goal from here, sets it about the 22, which makes it a 32-yarder. Let's look at what this team's been doing. Has the run game been consistent, especially in a situation like this, red zone? Not really. They pound it out. The risk of dropping the ball, pretty strong. The pass game, do you want to lay it up? Probably not. I'm thinking, maybe try one more time and then boot it.
Allstott through the middle. Allstott to the 5. First and goal. Lorenzo Lynch with the tackle.
Or give it to
Allstott. That's right. That's the other possibility. What a game he's having.
Nice misdirection. You see that was kind of like a reverse out belly series. He just kind of together reverse, gives it behind, little short, quick give to Mike Allstott. And the one thing you get with that little quick give is you don't give the defensive lineman a chance to release from their blocks. Because it takes time. You see defensive linemen explode. They hit the offensive lineman, and then they need to get separation. They need to find the runner. Usually it takes a little while because of the draw, the sprint draw, things like that. A quick hitter like that, sometimes the back is in the goal before the D lineman even knows he's there.
121 yards total now for Allstott. Flag goes down as Dilfer falls forward with the football. Buccaneers looking to win an overtime game for the 5th occasion in a row. They've won their last 4 since 1990, and Tony Dungy is going to wait no longer.
Yeah. I guess he has better nerve than I do. I kind of gave up a little farther back. Sorry, Tony. Didn't mean to let you guys down.
Tommy Barnhart, the punter, holds. Dave Moore, number 83, who is now the starting tight end, is the man who will snap it. And for the moment, I don't see Moore out there. Ian Beckles, 62, is a guard. You got to look for 83, who is the listed long snapper and has been doing the kick snapping for the Bucs. Looks like it's going to be Jim Pine. Jim Pine, number 60, is going to snap it instead. And they'll officially make it a 23-yard try. Now, Pine, having played every down at tight end, they decide to go with the fresher Pine.
Well, Look at what this team has done with young players. Amazing.
This is a whale of a coaching job by Tony Dungy and company to get it done. It's good. Raiders fall to 4-6. Buccaneers have their second win of the season. Cole Ford has an awfully long ride home coming on the plane.